Terry Johnson. I'm a trial lawyer at Von Briesen and Roper who does mediations. I've been a trial lawyer since I started practicing law a very long time ago in 1975, and I've been trying cases ever since. I started doing mediations about 10 years ago, something like that, and have done them increasingly over time. But I still am an active trial lawyer. I tried several cases this year. I try lots of different kinds of cases, but increasingly in the last several years I try cases where I'm representing lawyers in legal malpractice cases, which I think carries over into the mediation experience for lots of reasons. I think my mediation style is dictated by what I think is the goal of the mediation. It may sound a little strange, but to me the goal of the mediation is not necessarily to settle the case. The goal of the mediation process is to make sure that everybody who is involved in the process has made, as best we can, objective, informed, rational decisions about the issues in the case based upon the facts of the case. And if at the end of that process the case settles, that's wonderful. It usually happens. If at the end of that process the people who are mediating the case decide that they can't settle it, that they have differences that they can't bridge by settlement, that's fine too. So as a result, my style is to make sure that we talk about the issues in the case in a way that promotes rational, objective, reasonable evaluation of the actual facts. And so what I try to discourage people from doing is posturing, from making irrational decisions, closing their minds to discussion. And I think I'm reasonably successful at that. As a trial lawyer, I have to be persuasive, so I think I'm persuasive in this context as well. But that's the style, is to make people think for themselves, but make sure they're doing it rationally and objectively. I'd like them to do something that they probably can't do, but at least try to do it, and that is try to stop thinking about the case in the way they've been thinking about it all along. This is particularly marked when cases have been going on for a long time and have become, as they frequently do, rancorous. The other side's become the enemy, they're wrong, we're right. And instead to come in and say, let's pretend we don't know anything about this case and let's just start talking about it from the beginning at the most basic level. I think that's the way that you can get people to appreciate different points of view and possibilities that they may not have thought about before. It is very surprising to me sometimes when I find out that clients have not been told some very basic things about the downside of losing the case, like taxation of costs, like interest, like all kinds of things. And if they're open to thinking about the case in new ways, we will have a much better chance of finding common ground. I think I'm relatively good at disarming people and getting them to sit down and listen and let their guard down, so to speak. Second, if there is an issue that needs to be addressed, I think I am relatively good at getting people to understand that there's an issue or a possibility that they may not have thought of before. And that's really one of the basic things you get from a mediator. You get some things from the mediation process, but what you get from a mediator is a completely objective, independent point of view from someone who, to some extent at least, knows what he's talking about. And I think I'm relatively effective at getting that across. I think with my background of doing a lot of legal malpractice work, I'm used to handling cases that involve substantive areas that I'm not skilled in. I don't do real estate work. I've had lots of real estate malpractice cases. I certainly don't do intellectual property work. I've had several in the last couple of years, particularly complicated legal malpractice cases that were based upon issues in the intellectual property, particularly the patent area. I think that's one of the skills I bring, is that most mediators don't really screen cases so that they only take cases in a certain area. And I think I have the ability to get up to speed on different areas of the law and different areas of litigation that I'm not used to, and I think that's helpful. I think coming into a mediation with fixed opinions, fixed ideas, fixed intentions is contrary to the process. The process is supposed to be about exploring different ways of looking at the cases so that we can see different ways of seeing how they might turn out And when we broaden our perspectives about what the possibilities are, finding areas of agreement becomes actually a little easier. So that would be my parting thought is don't over-prepare. Don't come in too much with a strategy. Come in prepared to talk.